Brandon Gordon along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the man taking number 3 overall back in 2008. It's their now veteran quarterback, Matt Ryan.
And at times it's hard for me to believe I'm saying veteran Matt Ryan. Still remember him coming out of Boston College, full of enthusiasm, mastered their 2-minute drill in his first OTA. What a player.
They run, Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 76 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. The very first play from scrimmage, how about that? Talk about setting a tone.
And people always talk about doing exactly that in the first 5 minutes of the game, the first offensive and defensive series. Who's going to gain an advantage? Well, we saw exactly what happened there. A tone was definitely set by the offensive team.
It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Chiefs now coming out for their opening drive. They're led out by Alex Smith in his 4th season at the helm of the Chiefs after 7 in San Francisco.
And I like his game. I hear him described as a game manager all the time, and I can't wait till we take game manager and flip it towards a positive, because right now it seems to be a negative. But game manager is what you want out of your quarterback, making the right decisions, getting the ball to the right people, moving the team down the field, and he does that very well. The only real criticism of him, sometimes a little too cautious with the football. He takes care of it very well.
And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And there's a completion to Travis Kelce. I think he's starting to come into his own as a tight end and as a player, and that makes his quarterback, Alex Smith, really happy.
It's the first carry here for Jamal Charles. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Vic Beasley's a very talented outside linebacker whose number 1 task, rush the passer. But he has the athletic ability to drop into coverage.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Caught, Kelce, left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
counter. It's Charles. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They pitch it to Charles. Oh, he shifts past him. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now Smith will turn and give this to his fullback, Sherman. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. And they tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Smith now to throw, and he fires one that's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
All right, let's look at the offense. Devontae Freeman, this is a guy that you wanted to talk about, so take it away.
Brandon, have you seen a running back play with such joy as well as such fury? I love the way he runs the football and attacks defenses.
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Jay Howard. And let's take a look at the defensive starters for Kansas City.
Dontari Poe emerged on the scene fast as a young player and continues to make big plays at defensive tackle.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he's brought down after a good gain. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. 1 quarter down. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a 1st down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Tamba Ali there to bring him down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
Freeman again. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the man who helped Florida State to a national title in 2013, Devontae Freeman, reeling off a nice run.
I remember when he came out of school and I was evaluating him for the NFL draft. I loved a lot of his game. Run it, catch it, block. But I loved how hard he played. He played every play as if it were his last, and that ran him to the Pro Bowl after the 2015 NFL season.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
17 guys. Check him out. He's going to sit right over the middle. Watch the middle.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
I'm not sure we can spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Now the 6-year man out of Miami, Matt Bosher, on to punt. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. And now here comes Kansas City. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
2nd and 10, Smith again. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Smith, a dump off for Charles. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On 1st and 10, Smith surveying the field. Looking left side. That's caught by Macklin.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. Again, Smith. Finding time. Complete. This is Albert Wilson. 13 yards there, offset some of the penalty yardage as it's second down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Second down now after the pass completion. They'll hand it off. This is Charles. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Partner, we're into the second quarter, and I guess you can kind of look at it both ways. The offense, they've got to figure out what they're going to do because they haven't scored any points. But if you're the defense, you're feeling great about what you got going on. The only concern you have, if you get to the half, what adjustments will the offense make to try to defeat you?
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Reminder coming up at halftime. Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before that. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Throwing on third down, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for James O'Shaughnessy as tight end. And it's fourth down.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does. And that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front seven. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And he will find his man on the outside. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. Ryan. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
And no move by Dan Quinn to get the offense off the field. They're staying out there, and they're going for it on 4th. 4th down. Here's Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The 5-time Pro Bowler, Tom Mahali, not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. One receiver to the left is Evans. On 1st down, it's Smith. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. Deep drop. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jared Odrick in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. And I guess, partner, you call that a covered sack.
Oh, without a doubt, because where did he have to go with the football? I know everybody wants to get on him about, hey, get rid of the football. You had too much time in the pocket. But he's scanning the field, nowhere to go, and that allowed the pressure to ultimately get to him.
He'll try and keep this away from Hester as this is going toward the sideline. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. Both the Falcons and the Chiefs are mucking it up a bit on defense. Neither offense can get going, and so it may end up as a defensive battle for 4 quarters. All right, let's roll those highlights. Falcons starting on their opening drive. Freeman's going to dart up the middle, and he'll win the sprint to the end zone as they put the first points on the board. Pick it up early in the first. He'll scramble away and take off here. And he ends up at their own 36-yard line before he stopped on the play. The offense would later throw a pick to him in the drive. 4th down, inches to go. They're going to come away with another sack here. This one ends up as a loss of 3. So that'll wrap it up for us here at the EA Sports Studio. We'll head back now to Atlanta for the start of the second half.
This is taken at the 3. Oh, what a move. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
They come out here in the eye. Charles. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. They were in the 4-3. Mike linebacker made a great tackle.
And when that happens, generally it means that the guys up front, the forward down defensive linemen, have absorbed all the blockers and allowed him to run free to the football. He ends up with a textbook tackle.
Here's Smith now on second down. Looking deep here for Macklin. And got his man complete. It's a big play there for the Chiefs. 33 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now the third-year man, this is Charkandrick West. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Play action. It's Smith. Looking downfield for Kelsey. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Kendrick Lewis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. After the interception, here's Ryan. Caught on the right side by Jones. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And a pass interference on the offense. You do not see that too often.
Yeah, the defense is usually the culprit these days, but it's pretty clear that this time the defender was in position and the receiver made contact with him. Way to go, officials.
Here's Freeman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Returnable for Thomas. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot. Great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
They turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Now, that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Falcons grab it. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, gee. What did he do? But hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all. Oh, man, I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Then they got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the 4th. Offense working with a 3rd and 13 still left. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. He's got time, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this from 39. And Bryant's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but it doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
Now it's Smith off the bootleg. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And a big face mask penalty here, 15 yards.
You never want to get your hands up in the face mask area because your fingers can get tangled up there, and that can hurt you as a player.
Fresh set of downs here. Charles the lone setback. From the 50, it's Smith. Looking for the out route. It's complete to Macklin. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On first down, Smith. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And that'll be good for a KC first down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They run. Charles. Look at the spin. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Jamal Charles, his second touchdown on the season. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. And now a critical extra point attempt here. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And Jamal Charles able to cap it off with a touchdown run. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
On second down, Freeman. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger. Goes along.
7 yards remaining here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught. Jones. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination.
Now, hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Look at the spin. And he'll cut it out. Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Freeman, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Now, he's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. This one fielded at the 5. A beautiful fake. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
20 yards on the pickup there. Good enough for a Kansas City first down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. On 1st and 10, Smith. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson 26 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Chiefs a first down. And they're going to speed things up here. He'll look to throw. Catch made right side by Wilson. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Back to throw. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I got to get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football. And
that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Rod Streeter, his first touchdown as a Chief. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
Love the excitement we've got going here. If they just scored the touchdown, they're down by 1. How much fun is it now to figure out the possibilities? Kick the extra point and tie it. Go for 2 if they're really feeling in a gambling mood. What do you do in this situation?
I think you kick the PAT.
Yeah, I do too. Kick it, get my defense ready, and try and stop them one more time.
And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Ryan surveying the field. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Here's Ryan. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there, and that'll bring up second down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Throwing now is Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Ryan finding time. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Here's Ryan. The left side completion to Jones. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes the timeout. And now we're set to get going. And as the fourth quarter winds down here, we're all even.
And no one wants this game to extend. They want to go ahead and win it right now.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And ready now for 2nd and 9. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. And they'll give it to him here. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
So while the offense has had a big day, no one on that side of the ball is excited about seeing a loss like that. Their goal, to make every play positive. And when you have a bad one like that, your next goal is to not let it spiral into more.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Freeman, he's been busy today, and he'll get nothing out of that one. Well, the entire 2015 season featured no ties in the National Football League, but we get one here in the 2016 season, don't we?
Yeah, and it's really odd because to go through the whole time and not have that happen, because teams tend to get a little more conservative at times when you get to overtime. That's why the ties often result. But as you said, in 2015, not at all. But here we are here. Have one going.
By the way, the last tie, if you're scoring with us at home, and if you are, God bless you. October 2014, the Bengals and the Panthers in Cincy, they tied 37 apiece.
Did you have that one yourself, or did you get that one from Marvin?
No, I was taking a nap. Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Now it's Freeman. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down, 5 yards to go. First throw in overtime now for Ryan. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. Excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Back to the air, Smith on 2nd down. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Smith. And that time almost intercepted. That would have changed things here in overtime, but instead, 2nd down. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity. It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Now it's Smith. He's going to look deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
1st down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. He's got time in the pocket. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
When it's well executed, a wide receiver screen can often be a thing of beauty, but so many things have to go right in order to complete it. Blocking out in front, timing of the quarterback with the receiver, and oftentimes everything gets set, and guess what? They drop the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Going underneath for Charles. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
When a linebacker's able to sit at the 2nd level and see things develop in front of him, as soon as he got a hint that the quarterback was checking it down, he just made a beeline directly for the receiver and ended up making the play.
So the field goal unit is, and the Falcons going to use another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here in OT. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. Well, when you get that ball in OT, that's not the chance you envision, and the long field goal attempt here winds up lacking.
And you don't want to hang too much of this on your kicker, but he's going to leave you in a tough spot as well, because you give your opponents excellent field position to start their first drive.
And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let the team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Running right, This is Freeman. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on 3rd down.
Pass situation.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Jay Howard in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Matt Bosher now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. This is taken around the 12. Oh, spinning away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 11 on the gain there, and the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Back to throw, Smith. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Now a look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Ten yards still left on 2nd down. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Oh, he almost had it. Would have been a big interception here in OT. Instead, it'll give him another shot on 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Hogan now. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. The Chiefs defense making their way back onto the field. Their stay on the field last time was short-lived with a 3-and-out. See if they can get some more of that.
And ordinarily, you want to be on the field playing, right? But 3-and-outs, that's almost gold to a defense. Get to the bench, get some rest, turn the ball over to your offense.
We'll see what they can do here. See if they can force another 3-and-out. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell him, Instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll make it third down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. It'll be their third and final stoppage here in overtime, and we'll be back. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. That's taking it around the 40. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Hogan. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
He'll drop to throw. And incomplete here on third down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Okay, so interesting here. A field goal would win this thing, but the kicking team on the sideline, and they're going for it on fourth down. He's got time. Going to look deep for Wilson. And this is incomplete. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of football, yet both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. Till next time, we say so long from Atlanta.